Magashule, accompanied by the NEC member Lindiwe Sisulu, is to deliver a keynote address in commemoration of the life and times of the late struggle icon Walter Sisulu in Waaihoek in the Wesleyian Church in Bloemfontein today. Sisulu, a veteran and former Secretary General of the ANC himself, was one of the Rivonia Trialists who was sentenced to life imprisonment on Robben Island. Now, for more on what we can expect, let's cross live to our reporter Aphumelele Mdlalane, who's there covering the story for us. Aphumelele, thank you very much indeed for your time. What can we expect?
We expect a hive of activities here in Bloemfontein. I'm standing just in front of the Waaihoek Wesleyian Church. This is where ANC was formed in 1912, and we could see that now today the celebration and the life of Walter Sisulu will be celebrated here in the Free State in this church. But just to give us a glimpse of what to expect during the process of the day is Pule Mabe. Pule, if you can just, what are we supposed to be expecting here?
Well, the Secretary General of the African National Congress is here. You will know that Tata Walter Sisulu was born in 1912, exactly the same year when the ANC was formed. On the 18th of May, out in the Transkei, had he lived today, he would have turned 107 years old. So we are here to celebrate his life. He was also elected Secretary General of the ANC in 1949, coming out of that fearless generation of young lions. In 1948, he was elected Treasurer General of the ANC Youth League. He was incarcerated at the island alongside Nelson Mandela and many other stalwarts of the ANC. So we are here to celebrate his life. His daughter, Mom Lindiwe Sisulu, is also here to also tell of her own lived experience with a man who was her father. You know, but the president of the Women's League is also here. You will know that the ANC Women's League has also been campaigning fearlessly to make sure that there is an equitable representation of women when we construct governments in all 8 provinces, including in the National Assembly. The deputy president of the ANC Women's League is also the premier candidate of this province, Mam Tombela. She's also the incumbent premier in this province.
Of course, Bulemabe, you would agree with me that this church, this particular church, carries a lot of weight, carries a lot of history.
Of course.
What message do you want to convey now to the people today?
Well, the message that we'll be conveying, it's all about the heritage of the African National Congress. The ANC was formed at this church in 1912, 107 years ago. So coming back to this church and immediately after elections is part of reconnecting with that important part of our history. You can see even before we start with the event, we are here, Sienza Madlus, you know, talking to our own ancestors, telling them that the program to renew the ANC is firmly on course. When we do, this is what helps boost the unity of the African National Congress. From time to time, we go back to retrace our own history, because the ANC has got rich heritage. The ANC has been able to survive, and in the words of Sisulu, we have been able to survive because when problems arise, we were able to find solutions to those. Whether it was about solving the liberation of our people, making sure that they are ultimately liberated, people have got access to basic services, people have got a government that they can truly refer to as a government of their own.
Pule Mabe, of course, giving us a light of what to expect here in Waaihoek. This is where, of course, this carries a lot of weight, as I said, that the history of ANC is tracked back here. And if you could also see just behind me, there's some ceremony that is being done. Pule just said that they're trying to communicate to their ancestors. Hence, you could see there's a moment also, a moment of silence. And from here, of course, we'll go to the tent where we will be expecting the ANC Secretary General Magashule to give, of course, a keynote address today, talking to the community of Bloemfontein, talking to the people who have come, of course, to witness this day when Walter Sisulu is being celebrated today. But for now, we will have to give it to you back to the studio, and we'll catch up with you later on.
All right, we appreciate you reporting. Aphumelele Mdlalane, they're live for us in Bloemfontein, Free State. We'll try to come back to you when that event starts. Now then, the days are shorter, the air is a bit colder, and somehow your